Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Stephanie, and this is Luna Phoenix Tarot. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for joining. So glad to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for hanging out with me and riding this wave with me. Today I'm not necessarily doing a reading. I mean, I kind of am. It's more so on the energy of the full moon. But I already pulled some cards, and I actually have a funny story to tell you guys. But it's going to get a little deep, and hopefully I make sense and resonate with some of you. But numbers. I don't know a whole lot about numerology. I know a little bit to know like what things relate to in some ways, but I feel like spirit shows us things when we need to see it. So that's kind of what I'm gonna get into anyway. I had a whole good video going, right? And I got interrupted, and it was ironically as I was talking about digging into trauma from our ancestry and from our parents, and I got interrupted by a phone call from my dad. And so I stopped the video, or the phone call stopped the video actually. And as I went back in to my phone to, you know, start it over and kind of finish off, I realized that the video stopped at 7 minutes exactly. 7 is such a significant number for me. It's literally everywhere. Everywhere. I've talked about 717 being a mirror number. I believe it's a twin flame number, and I believe it represents the duality within relationships and the duality within ourselves, between the feminine and masculine energies. But, y'all, I mean, I literally see 7 in synchronistic ways all day long. Like, numbers breaking down to 7, like, just... it's unreal. Anyway, actually, my children's father, who I consider to be my twin flame, was here the other day, and I don't know if he likes it that I talk about him on here or not, but this is my journey, so, well, partly his too, but anyway, he brought a receipt when he came over to see the kids, and it had 777 as the tax total, and the fact that he brought it over because, I mean, I've talked about our journey a little bit, and I felt like he went back to sleep, like he didn't fully wake up. So I was so surprised that he had brought the receipt, and I'm like, I just kind of sat there for a minute like, yeah, I'm surprised, but I'm not that you're seeing 7s right now. So if you're watching this, you're probably seeing 7 everywhere. I'm not going to talk too much more about that, but it's no coincidence that my dad called and stopped my video at 7 minutes exactly. Right as I'm talking about ancestry and lineage and trauma from childhood. And I'll even upload the video and prove it. I feel like people don't always believe it unless they see it. So I'm going to lead the way with that little segue into my cards that I have pulled here. I really wish I would have done this on video too, because they speak highly to the energy that I've been feeling surrounding this full moon and the end of this year, the end of this decade. And I'm sniffing because I just got done crying. But that's the full moon for you. So, on Eastern Standard Time, the full moon here happens at 12:12 a.m., 12 minutes into December 12th. 2019, it breaks down to 12. It's also 2012 in the Ethiopian calendar. I can't remember the name of it. I've talked about it before. I probably should remember that if I'm going to keep talking about it. But anyway, if we go a little deeper, 2019 also breaks down to 3. Which, if you've been on this journey, you would know that this is a 3-year. I look at the 3 as the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity. 3 is such a powerful number. Think about a triangle. The energy behind 3 is massive. 12 breaks down to 3, obviously. So there's so many synchronistic, powerful numbers going on right now. But further than numbers, the full moon. Most of us know what it means. It represents a time to release negativity, release things that are troubling us, painful, trauma, anything that's not serving us for our highest good. This full moon is in Gemini, the twins. My rising is in Gemini, and I've really just started to look into what that means for me. And if you're not familiar with your rising, check out your rising sign. You can go to, there's a few websites, I'll link them in the description box, but when you find out your ascendant or your rising sign, you'll find that you resonate with those messages a lot too, because those are they represent the direction you're going in your life. So it's pretty interesting. But anyway, the fall of the masculine is what I was talking about in my last video, and it just keeps repeating itself, and I keep seeing it in different ways. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee for some reason, but I just keep seeing it repeat. I keep seeing the masculine energy within females fall. The masculine energy as in an actual male fall. If you look at like things you're seeing within the government, women coming into higher places. Now, that's not to say women have not been in high places. You know, women's rights have long been going on, but it's like a veil is being lifted from the people, deeper than the collective. And I'm trying not to get too deep here, because sometimes I think I'm losing my shit when I start getting way into like conspiracies and all that stuff. But we're truly moving into a time of a feminine energy, and it's everywhere. We're also moving into a solar eclipse, December 25th. This may offend some people when I say this, but December 25th is a significant day in the Christian community, in the Catholic community. It's Jesus' birthday, right? Okay, so and y'all, if this offends you, just keep it moving, like, for real, because I'm not with the bullshit. Well, I am, but I'm not. This is just what I'm feeling and seeing coming through, so whatevs. Anyway, so solar eclipse, that's when the sun is blocked, right? We can't see it. It's, blocked from view. The sun represents masculine energy. The moon is the feminine energy, and it's so bright and beautiful tonight. The sun is being eclipsed on Jesus' birthday. And like I said, I obviously believe in the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? But what Christianity has done, and I mean Catholicism, when you look at the history of the fear-mongering and the way people have been brought, I really don't even want to go here, but I feel like I need to. The way people have been raised to believe is so fear-based. That's why people like me are looked at as demonic or devil worshippers or whatever, instead of good people, because there's been fear put in the hearts of people who follow Christ. I don't want to get into the whole religion talk, but anyway, what I'm saying is Catholicism, Christianity, it's a patriarchy. Our government is a patriarchy. It's another representation of the masculine falling. This is another time and period of the masculine being hidden so that the feminine can rise. And it's not just women Men can be feminine. We all have both in us. And this is like the true time of balance. So, anyway, I'm going to leave that at that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody who follows any religion. I will never do that. I believe as long as you believe in something, even yourself, even if you just believe in yourself, perfect. If it's something good that you believe in, hey, I'm not judging nobody. I'm just saying what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling and what I'm hearing. So if you disagree, just keep the comments to yourself and keep it pushing. We're moving obviously into the age of Aquarius. It's a time to be yourself without fear. I really truly feel like this is the last stage for this wave, at least. I feel like there's another wave right behind us. That to let go of fear. When you think about things and why you don't move forward with something, usually what's holding you back is fear in some way. Literally everything breaks down to fear. So I feel like we're being made highly uncomfortable and put in situations that we have not necessarily manifested, but have been fearful of because we have to face that fear. So it's also a reminder to keep your thoughts positive. The full moon is about purging, releasing negative energy. I don't even know if I said this already because I feel like timelines have collapsed and time is moving so fast. I feel so scatterbrained. I don't know. I assume that everybody feels that way because it seems like time has sped up. And that's because timelines are collapsing. But it's weird because as it feels like time has sped up, it's also slowed down in a way where I'm able to see energy. I'm able to hear a message clearly or see it as it's happening. So I assume if you're in a collective, I tend to get things that come in for the collective. I don't know if I don't know. Sometimes I think it's just me and I'm crazy as shit, but then I talk to people and I find out I'm not. I've also been doing a lot of personal readings and talking to personal people in my life, people that I deal with every day, who aren't even necessarily spiritual, going through the same things, realizing their power and their feminines. Most of them women, but some men. I've been seeing it in men in a different way. It's a beautiful take back of what's been lost through our ancestors, through our bloodlines. We've been shamed out of feeling as a society, and I hope I don't get emotional with this, but from a child, you're taught not to be emotional, especially if you're a man. Especially if you're a man. So that's and I know I've talked about this before too. That's a part of shadow work that masculines have to go through right now, is realizing that they have feminine energy in them and it's okay to have it. You don't have to be all masculine and ego and, keeping up with the Joneses or keeping up appearances for somebody else. You can be your true, authentic self, masculine and feminine, and be accepted as a man. I find so much power, and I know I'm not the only one. I mean, it's a personal preference, obviously. And a man who can be emotional and who can let pride go and not be afraid to be himself or go against the grain. And believe in something that may not be the most masculine thing to believe in. Anyway, I feel like I'm going all over the place. But anyway, as I was talking about timelines, I also want to hit on the number 7 again. As I was saying, the Ethiopian calendar shows us 2012. In our calendar, that was 7 years ago. And there was a mass awakening then. It was like 2011, 2012, heading in, both. I remember I started to wake up, and I had a very close friend of mine actually go through Ascension then, and it was fucking amazing to watch him go through it. I started to go through it with him, but then I didn't for whatever reason. But I actually remember everybody talking about the end of the world then. But that message gets so misconstrued when people talk about the end of the world. I actually look forward to the end of the world as we know it, because it sucks. Society sucks. But that's another story for another day. I've been on that enough tonight. Anyway. Sorry. That's why I hate crying. Anyway. The cards that came out. I asked what kind of energy was coming in with this full moon. And, what was the outlook of it. And I got the Ace of Swords. Clarified by Strength. Ace of Swords is cutting something out to have a fresh start. It's transformational energy. It's like I'm taking it different in this card right now because I'm looking at this. Looks like a serpent around the sword in the infinity. And shit, I just realized the lion has the infinity symbol too. What the infinity symbol means to me is cycles. Infinite. We are infinite beings. We are multidimensional beings. Energy is infinite. It doesn't die. It transfers. This is all about learning to have the strength to cut shit out that does not serve you anymore. As hard as it is. Nobody said it was easy. Honestly, if you decided, you know what, I'm going to go through this ascension, I'm going to go through this awakening, that's a hard... You think it's all fun and cupcakes and love and light until you get to that damn shadow work. Woo. And then you realize, what the hell did I get into? But then the strength comes from nowhere. Well, not from nowhere. It comes from within you, but it seems like it comes from nowhere. And you see this part of you that you've never seen before. And it's magical. It's actually magical. As I said, we're moving into this energy of finally being done, of being afraid to be ourselves, being afraid of losing things, being afraid of success, being afraid of failure, being afraid of disappointing people by saying no, or saying, I don't deserve that, or saying, I'm not going to do that, I don't appreciate it. It's such a liberating feeling, and I don't know if I'm repeating myself, because again, I had to start my video over. But it's a liberating feeling when you accept that you may have lost something or someone and never get them back. And when you find that place, that knot in your stomach, that makes you feel like you can't breathe, or eat or sleep, like you want to throw up. The way to fill that space is to find an acceptance that you're going to lose things in life, but they're replaced with something better every single time. And the better usually comes from within yourself. I can't teach anybody how to love themselves, but I can tell you, you can. You can get through some dark shit. Everybody has their own journey, their own steps, their own method. That's why I love spirituality, because there's no rules. I mean, there are rules, like, I don't send out bad shit to people, and, you know, I don't believe in wishing harm to people and stuff like that, but I believe in karma, I believe in the threefold law, but you're allowed to be you with no boundaries. Anyway, that leads me into this. What else came out was the Five of Cups, which is mourning a loss of something. Again, this strength of feeling the actual mourning and feeling the pain, the physical pain, the emotional pain, and moving through it. And this pain, the Lovers came out to clarify the Five of Cups, which resonates with me on a whole nother level that I can't even explain, really. I'll try, because that's why I'm here. But those new to my channel, I'm sorry, I'm not normally like this. It's just heavy energy. But I believe that I'm on a twin flame path. It's been actually right at 12 years, oddly enough. But I didn't know what it was until I started waking up. Then I found out what it was, and it resonated with me and him. So I've kind of followed it. And just, you know, I take whatever comes and I move through it. Whatever lessons come, whatever messages I get, I just move through it and I pass it along to you guys. So, anyway, that's for those who are new. Those who have been around know what, you'll understand what I'm about to say. I just talked about it too. My masculine and I just separated again. That's like our 5th separation, literally. And every time it hurts, it feels like it's the end of the world. It feels like I'm dying. I can't live life. And the pain, I can't even describe the pain. It's just a debilitating, you almost wish you were dead type of pain. This time was a little different. This time, I went through immense darkness. I would like to call it the pits of hell. I went through immense darkness and pain for a few days. And not just from him. A lot of my pain does come from him, and I'm going to be honest about that. But it's because he mirrors me to a level that nobody else can. And it highlights things that I have to work on every single time. As much as I want to blame him for certain things, there are a few things I can, but a lot of the time it goes back to me. And that's the major part of a twin flame journey that a lot of people don't get. A twin flame journey is not about you and another person. It is at the level that you're learning how to love yourself through this person. And it's not the same as some kind of karmic low vibrational connection. Those are there to teach you lessons. They're called karmics for a reason. It's to teach you something that you put out there. A twin flame connection is there to help you ascend. Because when you're being mirrored at that level and you're going through this immense pain and darkness, you have no choice but to hit rock bottom and learn how to love yourself like nobody else can. You have no choice but to take a look at your ancestry and your upbringing and the friendships you keep around and the things you put in your body and all kinds of things, and analyze it and realize just how damaged you really are. And you have no choice from that point but to address it and grow from it. The alternative is obviously looping around and around and around in the same timeline and the same karmic energy. I mean, you do have a choice. We all have free will. But like I said a few minutes ago, if you're on this journey, you've chosen it. So at some point, your ass is going to wake up whether you want to or not. I'd rather wake up when I want to, when Spirit's telling me, and I'm getting messages, than be forced to. Being forced to hurts really badly. It does make you grow, but it hurts. Okay, I feel like I'm rambling, and I'm sorry, but anyway. What came after that? We have the world. That's self-explanatory. We're moving into this energy of having everything we desire because we're listening and we're moving when the universe says to move. Whether you believe in universe, God, whatever you believe in. You're moving, you're listening, you're listening to the guidance of your higher consciousness. You're taking the lessons, you're taking the hits, and you're learning what you need to learn, and you're loving yourself more and more every day. My heart chakra candle keeps standing out to me, but there's so much comfort in loving yourself, and you get to a place where you'll just be, even if shit's not where you want it to be in life, you get to this place where you'll just be doing something random and you just get this immense, I keep saying immense and I'm sorry, I don't know why. You get this immense fullness. And you can feel your heart full. And now I'm going to get emotional. Ew. I should pause the video. But anyway, you can feel this fullness of nobody being able to tear you down anymore. It's kind of like this, things will still affect you, but they literally bounce right off of you. And you kind of move through them. And I just visioned somebody, and there's several movies that represent what I'm about to describe, but let's think about that cop from the Terminator, if you've seen the Terminator. I'm sure you have if you're my age. But Arnold Schwarzenegger's shooting the cop. And he's just walking through the bullets. And he was liquid metal. Like, that song Titanium by Sia is like, if you have not heard that song, it's not new to me, but it might be new to you. Go listen to it. It's amazing, and you'll cry. You still get the hits, but they're not as hard. And you find this sense of pride when you're able to take what used to be abuse to you, what used to be manipulation to you, and you can turn it into something beautiful and powerful. Like doing something freeing for yourself. Like living a life that you want to live unapologetically. Shining light on other people's darkness. Shining light on your own darkness. That's the best part to me. When you shine light on your own darkness, for one thing, you're able to see it and heal from it and move from it and learn how to work with it so that, you're not toxic to yourself or to others. But it also takes away the empty space where others can shine light on your darkness and use it against you. That's your power. That's your power. That's what you call taking back your life. When you no longer have somebody else controlling you. Think about the Eight of Swords, the blindfold and being tied up, but not tied to anything but yourself. It's so simple, And we hear it from a young age. People are like, love yourself. Take care of yourself. Nobody can control you but you. Nobody can, whatever. But you don't get it because you're so conditioned to hear the bullshit. You're not good enough, or you're not pretty enough. Society expects you to look a certain way. You gotta fit into this mold that was created, and God forbid you're any different. So when you're taught that every single day, and somebody says something like, you can't control others, you can only control yourself. How? When I'm controlled? It's such a deep programming, and it goes back hundreds of years. And that's what's breaking. That's the masculine falling. That's what it is. Anyway, the world. Clarified by the Chariot. We got Leo, Gemini, and Cancer right here. Gemini. As if it's not significant enough. The Lovers, Gemini. Twins. Lord. The synchronicities, like, they become too much. Anyway. We move into the Nine of Pentacles. This is self-love. Abundance. Unfuckwithability is what I feel with this. This is literal abundance in life. That, y'all, this reading, and I swear this is how the cards came out. I'll even pull more because I'm that confident they'll come out again. This energy. Okay, I'm also looking right here. We have the moon on the horse's forehead, and then the infinity symbol on the lion's forehead. First of all, it's very masculine and feminine energy, and then we have the Lovers in the middle, which is like literal duality. A lot of you guys are going to be feeling the veil lifted. I feel like you already have been. You're going to be seeing number synchronicities for sure. 717, 777, 222, 333. Those are the major ones right now. And 12, obviously. That one's pretty freaking synchronistic right now. I feel like a lot of you will be hearing messages and songs. Songs have been coming through so intensely, and I even meant to say this in my last video. You guys will be getting messages through songs, either from your twin, or from your ancestors, your spirit guides, but you'll be getting messages through songs. I feel like a lot of you will have lucid dreams too, and they're gonna seem weird, like really weird, like those types of dreams where you're like, what? How do you even make sense of something like that? But they'll make sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but they'll make sense. Y'all don't mind me. I'm not drunk, I promise. Bottom line is, I'm not gonna get all apocalyptic here and say it's the end of the world. No. Energy is fluid, time is fluid. We're living in different timelines all at once. And that's why time seems like it's going faster, because we're living multiple timelines at once. What's going on is the people who are refusing to wake up are given one last chance to wake the fuck up. Or to keep going in a loop because you don't want to cut something out. I wasn't showing you the strength. I was showing you the infinity symbol, the 8, which also represents abundance, by the way. But anywho, yeah, it's like literally out of time. I know I've talked about that before. It's time's up. You're either on the wave riding it or you're on the shore. The Jersey Shore. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I don't have a whole lot more to say. For the hell of it, I'm going to pull a Moonology card because Goddess Luna is outside. And then I'm going to go do a full moon ritual, which I believe I did a video on that before. You can go check it out. I usually take a salt bath to clear my energy, and by doing that, I fill my bath with either regular sea salt, or Mediterranean is what I use, or Epsom salt, preferably lavender. Tonight I'm going to add bay leaf for protection in there, and clearing of negative energy. I set any crystals or stones or anything that means something to me under the moonlight. I set bottles of water under the moonlight so that they can get charged with the moon's energy, the clearing energy. And I drink the water, and as I drink it, I imagine any toxicity leaving my body and flowing back into Mother Earth. And Mother Earth knows how to take care of it. The universe knows how to take care of it. I usually write out a letter of what I want to purge. This time I'm not doing that part of it. I usually burn the letter in a burning pot. I'm not going to do that this time. I've already, kind of put that out there enough of what I want to purge, and I work on it with spirit. So anyway, that's my full moon ritual. To each his own. If you believe in rituals, if you don't, cool. Some people are curious as to how I do that, but that's how I do it. Anyway, I'm going to pull a Moonology card. Let me put these up. I hope everybody, dude, this whole fucking year has been crazy, dude. My year started crazy January 2nd, which is 12. No way, y'all. I just came to that realization live and in action on YouTube. Yeah. January 2nd was life-changing. This whole year, but there have been so many things happening this year that we haven't seen in so long. There's been so much stuff just coming up and needing to be cleared. We are the generation, the collective, the wave that is breaking chains. I'm trying not to get emotional, but it's powerful times right now. Especially if you've watched people you love go through it. Yeah. It's nice to see the change into a positive for people who have been trying to break their own chains. So if you've made it this far and you've been on this ride with me, congratulations and good job, because it's not for the weak, that's for sure. It is not for the weak. What message do we have for the collective regarding this full moon energy? There's 12-12 energy, power of 3 energy. There's Gemini, twin flame energy, duality. New moon in Gemini. Communication is key. What this tells me, speak your truth. Be yourself. Speak your truth. If shit ain't flying with you, shit ain't flying with you. I don't care if you're wrong. Speak up so you can figure out why you're wrong. Shit. Speak up. Don't be an asshole. Speak up. A win-win forecast. A win-win forecasted. I cannot. Y'all. A win-win outcome is forecast. The scales are balancing. Let's do one more. Power of 3. Pow, there it is. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node, that is your ascendant. That's what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Just because I already touched on that and it's coming up again, let's talk about it. Y'all, 41 minutes? Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just feel like I need to get this out. For those who don't know what the North Node or Ascendant or Rising sign is, it's basically where the moon was rising at the time you were born, at the second you were born. Like, it changes that fast. And that's why when you go to get your birth chart, they need to know the time to give you the most accurate reading. And the North Node, like I said earlier, is the direction you need to go in life. So there's a strong feeling when you get this card that it's time to leave the past behind somehow because you are headed in the right direction. If you want to be happy and fulfilled, you need to get going towards doing the thing that scares you within reason. What the fuck? I did not even know this card said that. But it makes sense. Step out of your comfort zone. Let go of fear. Shit, but it literally says that doing the thing that scares you. I've never noticed that in this deck. Anyway. This card is all about living your life purpose, which is possibly what you've asked about. It's urging you to dare to do something different with your life and your direction, to take action. So are you willing to follow through and lead the life you incarnated to live? If you finally find the courage to make the leap, there's a good chance you'll come to ask yourself, why did I wait so long? You're headed for something which feels like destiny. You need to face fear and get over it. Damn. It's time to stop obsessing about someone or something. Stand on your own 2 feet. That's hinting on codependency, which I have recently I always kind of knew I was codependent, but it's some heavy shit. So if you haven't looked into codependency, look into it. It's super helpful. Yeah. The North Node is where the moon crosses the ecliptic going north. It's a karmic point, and on the horoscope chart shows us what we need to do and where we need to go with our life to find satisfaction, fulfillment, and happiness. The North Node is the karmic astrological point that reminds us that in order to discover new oceans, we have to be prepared to lose sight of the shore. Also, I'm just going to show you guys because I'm a weirdo and I think everything's a sign. This page is 117. Let me see if it'll show. Damn it, show. Let me see. Anyway, I'm sure you guys believe me. And on that note, if you're seeing 771, 117, 717, that is a message from your ancestors, your spirit guides, your higher consciousness, that whatever it is that you're fearing, and you're moving through that fear, no matter how much it hurts, and you're moving through it, and you're accepting loss, and you're accepting pain, and you're taking it like a fucking boss, and you're moving through it, and you're pushing for things that you desire in your life, no matter who or what you lose, you're on the right path, and you're going to be blessed. I've held up enough of your guys' time with my, whatever this is, emotional video. I hope everybody has a beautiful full moon. If I don't talk to you guys before Christmas, a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'm sure I'll talk to you guys before then. But yeah, you guys take care. Bye.